Hi guys, thanks for joining us for some more Real Talk Dog Talk. I'm Tori.
And I'm Barb.
For those of you who haven't joined us before, if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at realtalkdogtalk@yahoo.com.
And if you are a regular listener or emailer, we love hearing from you. So keep those emails coming in. Gives us great ideas for our podcasts.
All the time. Today we have Enzo and Jim as our staff today.
I think, is Gabby on unpaid leave now or what? Because
Well, she can come back, but I needed
a break.
yeah. I, we can put the plants back where they belong now, okay?
Yeah, she was pretty interested in the plants in the room, that's for sure. Yeah, so she's been replaced for this week.
Which Jim's being moody already, so who knows if that was a good idea.
Yeah, well, he's eyeing up the plants.
He is.
Did you see
I
that?
saw it.
It's not just Gabby.
I'm watching you. He's
And
unbothered.
yeah, he doesn't care. You'll have to have that discussion with him later.
We'll talk about it when we're done with this,
Right.
yeah.
So today, honestly, I was thinking so hard about what we should talk about, and I was, thumbing through the internet and looking at emails. And, something I've noticed on Facebook, the
Yes.
posts that they have out and different reels is like with some of these guardian dogs, I don't know if you've noticed, but people love to do things to tease them.
Mhm.
And I thought, what a great thing to have a discussion about.
That that is a really good thing to have a discussion about. I think terrible idea when I see stuff like that.
Yeah, well, you see them like a little dog growling at a big dog over treats. You see them teasing them over another person in the house, or if they're a visitor, they just kind of taunt them, really. And it always seems to be the bigger, more powerful guardian breeds that they are doing this to.
Which that's just kind of setting everybody up for having a problem.
It is. Like there was one where the lady, I don't know, husband, boyfriend, brother, I don't know what the relationship is, but she was just, primping and getting herself ready for the day, and he started acting, this man in the reel started acting like he was going to get her, and the large dog started stepping between them and, growling at him and kind of not actually being very aggressive. It was not like a biting situation,
Right.
but he was definitely reacting to the guy going after the girl.
Right.
And I thought that is really impressive on the dog's part,
Right, yeah.
but kind of, I'm going to say it, I think it's really stupid.
Well, it is. You're making yourself a target for that dog because you're saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get your person. I'm,
Right.
I'm gonna get that whoever it is."
Hmm.
You know, uh, I wouldn't want to make enemies with a big dog like that.
Well, and it's also, I mean, if you're a regular person in the house, I feel like it's kind of creating a negative relationship between the dog and the person that's teasing them.
Yeah.
And, maybe I'm a little oversensitive, maybe a little hyperreactive. I guess you could say that. Because, I mean, the guy's just doing it in fun.
Right.
You can see that. He's not trying to hurt the girl. Uh, but it just seems like it's just setting that dog up to really have a lot of tension with you.
Well, and as much fun as the people might be having with that, that dog doesn't understand that.
It's his job
Yeah.
to take care of the people in the house.
Right.
And actually, if that is a person that lives in the house, then is that creating a conflict in that dog's mind? Like, oh, we have, an enemy living in our home.
That,
And I don't know.
well, and that dog is gonna forever be watchful of that person.
Exactly. So, with all the stuff we talk about with creating a bond and having positive energy between your dog and yourself, and doing occasional massages to create that love hormone where they just really click and know who they belong to and protect. So you're taking that, you know, that is a positive relationship, and then you're turning that around to another person in the house where they're kind of taunting the dog with a negative action.
Right. And, on top of that, too, that's putting that dog in a constant state of stress.
That is an excellent point. Yes,
I
it
mean,
is.
that dog can't even be comfortable in their own home because they're going to be watchful of that person who's around all the time,
Hmm.
thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know when this person is going to pick on my person.
Right. And I've seen it too where I think there was one, I'm trying to remember, was it a baby in a seat sitting on a
Mm.
counter or something? And the guy was, I think it was the man was acting like he was going to touch the baby.
Hmm.
And the dog immediately went between and was not biting the guy, but kind of mouthing at him. And, uh, you know, I guess I can see an element of, that's kind of cute. It's
Hmm.
protecting their tiny person.
Right.
But also, again, it's creating stress and tension for the dog, thinking, hey, this guy who is in our house is bothering the baby.
Right. And one thing we had talked about previously, too, we were talking about a video where you would have had to see the video to catch the one dog reacting to the other. And when you're around the house, if you might not even realize you're doing anything, and that dog might snap at you because you've put it in their mind that you're going to be, whatever way towards their person. And
Like the aggressor.
right. So, it takes one split second, and you might not even know what you've done. But now you've got a bigger problem because, this dog is
You've taught them to be on guard towards you.
right all the time.
Yeah. Yep. So, I guess the teasing thing is really something that, I see those, and I kind of understand the element of entertainment, thinking, oh, look at this dog. He's, guarding them. I can't even touch him, bah. But it is creating a really negative relationship between the dog and that one person. Uh, and and it is setting that dog up for the potential of a bite situation that is not funny.
Well, and if you look at the, videos of people doing it with smaller dogs, those smaller dogs are a little more aggressive, so they're going to be, biting and, all snarling and all that stuff. Well, that big dog's going to do the same thing at a certain point.
Hmm.
You know,
Well, those little dogs are no joke either.
they're not. They can really tear you up if they. I mean,
I worked at a vet clinic, and I think I got bit more times by a small dog, like I'm talking 20 pounds and under,
yeah,
than I ever did the big dogs.
yep,
So, I mean, you can tease the little dogs too, and that is really, and you might even teach them, if you're teasing them a little bit, and someone comes along and does a similar thing, they might bite a total stranger, and there again, you got a bite problem on your hand.
I mean, what if a kid did it? What if a kid they didn't know came up and did? I mean, that.
Poked at it, touched an
Yeah,
ear, something, and they were on. Well, and that's the thing. They are, if the teasing is going on in the house, they are in a constant state of alert. So there is no downtime for them when that kind of teasing is going on within the house. And that would be stressful for the dog, and then they're going to be a lot more reactive if they're stressed out.
and that's even if it's not that specific person who's done that. It's going to be anybody that's showing any sort of air quotes aggression.
Right.
They see it towards the person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so, teasing is not really, in my opinion, and I'm going to say it again, I might offend you. I'm not really trying to offend. These are my opinions and things that I see around uh, in person, on videos. Even my own kids, when they were little, we had, you know, talks about teasing animals, and that is just not okay. I know another thing I was watching too was, they have like a big dog and a little dog kind of going around over like a treat
Right.
or a bone. And that to me also, not so much falling under the teasing, but also, kind of striking a chord with that big dog, you know, by letting that little dog have a bone in front of him.
Mhm.
And, I don't really agree that there is any dog that is 150% bomb proof. At some point, they're going to get irritated.
Well, yeah.
And, those big dogs, all they got to do is shake that little dog one time and they'll break their neck.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, to me, that also kind of falls under, creating something positive within the house and not letting that tension be there.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, it might be fun and cute for a minute, but that big dog's gonna have it at a certain point. It's gonna
Hmm.
be old. They're not gonna want to deal with it, and yeah, it takes a split second, and that little dog doesn't stand a chance.
Well, I have Della at my house,
Yes.
and Della is also a Shiba Inu, and she has always run in circles,
She goes left.
always to the left. She's got kind of a unusual quirk about her. I think they feel like there's something neurological with her that's a little bit off.
Mhm.
And she has always, with Cane Corsos, she'll be running in a circle, and when they come out on the deck, she throws her body at their chest.
She does.
And she'll do it multiple times. And Floki, who is our neutered male, who's the pet,
Yep.
puts up with it. And she just kind of throws herself at him. And she's obviously playing with him. She's not being at all aggressive. But she's always done that to the dogs. And one day, she was doing it to Elsa. And Elsa just got mad at her.
Sick of it.
And I happened to be standing right there, so I was able to intervene. But what that did was create a real negative problem between, Della and Elsa.
Right.
And it's something that Della has done since, she's older than Elsa.
Yep.
So she's done that to Elsa since Elsa was a puppy.
Yeah.
And Elsa has never reacted to it. And
Yep.
Elsa is also my steady Eddie. She's easy going around people, in public,
Yep.
anywhere.
She just doesn't have problems with other people or anything like that.
No.
So.
So one day she decided she was a little bit sick of Della throwing her body at her.
Yep.
And I am glad I was there to stop it. But, now I just have to be really cautious. There's an ongoing tension now between Della and Elsa because Della's annoying to Elsa, and Elsa went after Della, so now Della's mad at Elsa.
Right.
And so here again, I talk a lot about being preventative,
Mhm.
and this is a situation where I should have been smart enough to stop the body throwing
Mhm.
before someone got angry.
Well, and it's things like that where you wouldn't really think about it. Sometimes you wouldn't think about that being a problem because she has done it forever, and it only takes one time for there to be a problem where that sticks with them. So now there's always going to be some sort of problem.
Right. So, and in that situation, that has to always be monitored now because they've gotten mad at each other. So, just, little things like that you think are playful and fun really tend to make a kind of, what would I say? It just creates a bigger problem later if you don't kind of stop it or put a end to it sooner on letting it escalate like it did at my house.
Right.
But that is a little bit different than the taunting thing, but still creating a more positive relationship within the house.
Right. And, that, again, you really just got to pay attention to your pets, on
Everything.
everything. Yeah, absolutely everything. I mean, how they're interacting. I mean, even if it doesn't seem like it might be a big deal, because it didn't, but
It never was.
Yep.
No.
And, just sometimes it's just the dogs just had it, and, I mean, who knew, but
Mm-hmm.
And it did surprise me that Elsa was the one that kind of got on her because she is just such a nice dog. I mean, she.
If there is a bomb-proof dog, it would be Elsa.
Right, yeah.
I've had other dogs, pit bulls, that will see me walking with Elsa, and they go running at her, and she will be very prepared, but she will not be the aggressor. She stands firm right by me.
Yep.
And I've had other dogs come like running right up to her nose to nose before the owner can stop them.
Yep.
And she does not flinch. And that's actually good in the respect that she's very confident.
Right.
She isn't going to run. And she didn't go on a, attack, mode.
Right.
But still, she got annoyed. I mean, she is a dog that is very amazing.
She really is. Yeah.
And she just had it with Della. So,
Yep.
you there in my opinion, there is not a bomb-proof dog.
No. I like to think Enzo is my bomb-proof dog.
Mm-hmm.
Because he pretty much gets along with everybody, but, and so far he hasn't really had a problem with Jim, but he just walks away. He gets annoyed by Jim. Like,
actually, when we started the podcast here, Jim was laying on the dog bed, and Enzo walked over, and Jim growled at him, and Enzo just kind of sat there looking at him. So
he's like, oh, go ahead.
he was unfazed by that. So, yeah, I mean, bomb-proof is great, but that is not like ironclad.
No.
So it's important to be smart about that. And people are, I'm not, they're kind of stupid in my opinion when they're, teasing their own dog about, touching the baby or the wife or the husband.
Right.
There was also another post or video I saw that a man and a woman were on a couch,
Mm-hmm.
and every time the guy put his arm around the lady, the dog started growling, and he just kept doing it. And I thought, that dog is giving you a warning.
Yeah.
Growling is not really something you should really tell a dog not to do, because what it's doing is it's warning you that it's not happy with something.
Right.
And the only dogs I worry about are dogs that attack without warning.
Right.
That's an unpredictable dog, in my opinion. So if the dog is growling and giving you that warning that it's not happy, you need to rethink what you're doing and either work with the dog or just plain stop what you're doing.
Well, you do, and that's the thing, especially if it's your dog. I mean, if it's your dog, why would you want them to feel that way towards you? You should want a good bond with them where they are secure, knowing that you guys back each other up,
Yeah.
And not they need to be concerned about what you might do.
Right.
So,
yeah, that is totally true, and I agree with that 150%. It's really about what your position is with that dog. And first off, I don't think, at my house, I don't consider any of my dogs in charge.
no.
I am the pack leader.
Right.
And even like when you come over to my house,
Yep.
I expect them to listen to you because you are my secondary person there.
Yep.
You're the one that is helping in the kennel. You're the one that is helping in the yard, with the dog part of things.
Yep.
And so, yes, I could step in and tell the dogs what to do when you're there,
Right.
how to act towards you, but they need to know that you're that other person, and no, they can't do those things.
Right.
So I want my dogs to understand, that we're the leaders
Yes.
and they need to behave.
And I would never do anything to tease any of them, especially since they're not my dogs.
Exactly.
I'm not their person, so if I were to do that, they would be a lot quicker to put an end to it and say, I don't think so.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And, at that same, line of thinking there,
Mm-hmm.
even though you would not do that, you have to be the person in charge.
Yes.
And you might not push that to the extent that I might if I have a dog being a little naughty.
Right.
But at the same time, it's important to not let them think they're going to tell you what to do.
Right. Yep.
And we really never tease our dogs. It's not something I like.
I don't like being teased,
No,
so
no.
I'm not gonna do it to my dogs or anybody's dog, really.
Yep. So, that's my thinking is that within the, home, you want to not be the aggravator or the cause of tension, but you want to be one of the leaders in the house.
You're the secure, sturdy. You're the rock. You're
Hmm.
you know
Not the one that's stressing them out and upsetting them.
right. Yeah.
Or a threat
Yeah.
that they see as a threat. Even Daytrick, Tori's son, he comes out with her when she's working in the kennels or with the dogs,
Mhm.
and he has to be able. Now, when he is out in the yard, I don't have all of my dogs out
Right.
there. That would be a bit much, and he's short.
Yep.
Short, not as in short, but
He's 11.
yeah, he's a young boy. So that was kind of harsh for me to say that. But anyhow, he's more their, face to face height. He's down low to them, but I still want them to a certain degree listen to him as well
Yes.
because I don't want them pushing him around. He's not a toy,
Right.
and he is not for them to just, walk all over. So to a certain level, Daytrick is able to, tell them no, get down, sit, that
Yep.
type of thing. And of course, he's never left unattended with a group of dogs. We're always out there with him.
Yep.
But it's just creating a really good relationship with your dog to have a more positive interaction than that stressful one. And I think that's really a good point that you made about how they're just always, you know, it's a stressful household.
Right. And that's not fun for anybody. When I get stressed out, that's awful. So when a dog, they don't even understand why you're doing what you're doing,
Hmm.
and it's stressing them out. I mean, that's awful.
Yeah, it would be. And that's when you get destructive behavior.
Right.
When you have a stressful household, I always use the phrase chaos creates chaos.
Yep.
So if you have a stressful situation that is, a person egging them on, taunting them, whatever, that's when you get a dog chewing on an arm of a couch or, shoes or clothing or, running away or just any kind of destructive behavior.
Right.
That can be related to a stressful home situation.
Well, and that can cause, issue even, like I said, with other people doing things that aren't even related just because they're stressed out all the time. You
Hmm.
know, it could take something very small that they just don't like, and because
Kind of
they're,
triggers it.
yeah, yep,
Yep. Yep. So there are so many reasons to not tease. And like I said, I kind of get the entertainment value of that, but you're really putting a lot at risk for that very small amount of entertainment.
right. Well, yeah, and if you think about it, is it really worth it? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really that funny if you think about what you're actually doing.
Yeah. And I don't think, I know dogs are really smart, but I don't think they can really differentiate between someone seriously going after, their person,
Hmm.
their baby. Uh, so, I mean, as far as they're concerned, I mean, there's someone who is going after, they don't get play.
Right.
They kind of see things more black and white.
Yep. Well, and with my son, I used to kind of roughhouse with him a little bit and tickle him, and Enzo really did not like that. He started to not like it. Daytrick was getting more squealy about it and all that, and I just had to stop because clearly it was making Enzo uncomfortable. I don't want him mad at me for that, and as glad as I am that he is watchful of my son, obviously he's a very safe kid in
Yeah.
this house. Um, you know, I am in charge at this house, and I don't need Enzo thinking that I'm going to be picking on his kid. you know.
Right.
So, um, yeah, that's the last thing you want, and you know, you want to be the rock for them, and you are in charge, and I can't imagine if my mom was that way, you know. I mean, I know we're people and their dogs, but really.
And then there was this other video I saw that was a little bit different. It looked like these two fellows were doing some bite training with a Cane Corso,
Okay.
ironically, a Cane Corso, which I love.
Yes.
And um, the fella that was taunting the dog with a stick, slapping it on his leg, and had a sleeve on, uh, at some point, the handler let go of the dog,
Mhm.
and it went after the guy, and the sleeve, I mean, that dog just took the sleeve.
Oh man.
And immediately the guy had no protection, so he turned and ran. And as the Cane Corso went after him, they were. I saw him jump over an obstacle, the man,
Mhm.
and the dog followed. He just was on the guy's tail, and the guy ran around and then got behind a fence before the handler
Mhm.
was able to get a hold of the dog and put him on the leash.
Oh my gosh.
And the thing about this that was alarming to me, I know there's a lot of people that do the bite training,
Right.
but what bothered me, and it was kind of baffling, is what I saw in the background of that training session
Yeah.
was playground equipment. I saw swings and a little plastic merry-go-round
Huh.
and just various things like that. And I thought, where are these guys that they, I mean, was that in someone's yard or was that at a park? And all I could think of is, are there children around while they're doing bite training with this dog?
Oh my gosh.
And I guess it was just a video, so it's really hard to assess it.
Right.
You don't really know where they're at, what's going on. I mean, maybe it was a perfectly safe situation,
Right.
but just from my assessment of it, my immediate thought was, I sure hope they're not doing that where there's children anywheres near.
Well, and a couple things come to mind when I hear that. I don't think I've seen that video, but one, how poorly prepared they must have been. I mean, if you're going to be doing that type of thing, you shouldn't have to be running and jumping over fences. Uh, you know, I feel like there should be a little bit more preparation there and, kind of expect the unexpected with that type of training. And two, is that giving the, like, if they're doing it around playground, is that giving that dog any correlation between, like, the playground and being aggressive, do you think, or no?
Well, and I'm not a person that really does any kind of bite training, or I really don't have any interest in that,
Right.
honestly. So it's really kind of a guessing game on my part,
Mm-hmm.
but anytime I do training with a dog, I really don't want it even around kids because they're in the learning process.
Right. I mean, that dog could have taken off after a kid, for all we know.
Possibly. And I guess I kind of wondered how, if these guys did they know what they were doing?
Right.
Because the taking the sleeve away from the guy kind of made me feel like there was a little lack of knowledge on how to deal with that type of training.
Right, especially if he's just running around and jumping over things trying to hide.
Right. And, now this is because I know the Cane Corso,
Yes.
but honestly, I don't believe bite work is something you need to teach a dog. This particular breed has the natural ability to guard and protect their people, their property, their animals,
Yeah.
and they don't really need to be taught to do that. They naturally know to watch out for their people and their property.
Yep. Which is a great that's part of the reason that I love these guys, because you can, I'm the type of person, I do just fairly basic training, as long as they have good recall, they listen, sit, lay down, things like that. They just know that you're the person that they're supposed to look out for, and you don't need to teach them to be aggressive at all.
No. And that's not to say that they are aggressive.
Right.
By nature, they really are not.
No.
They aren't necessarily, naturally social.
Right.
And they they just really love their people. Uh, I don't know, that situation just seems so weird to me when I was watching it. I guess I was not, and I'm sure they, must have some idea how to do it, but that particular video did not instill, you know, a thought of, wow, they really know what they're doing.
Well, right. Well, we're just gonna try this, see how it goes.
I mean, yeah, as soon as I saw the bite sleeve go, I was like, oh no.
This is not going well. I can tell that.
I feel this is going bad fast.
He was surprised too.
Apparently, he did take off on a pretty good run. I suppose we're going to get some sort of nasty feedback on this one from somebody. I hope not. But, it's, the whole thing is, creating this whole talk, I guess I feel like, is about creating that positive relationship with your dog and not taunting them, not teasing, letting other dogs tease them, and the bite training aspect. I guess that whole thing was just super confusing to me by the background, and so it wasn't really part of the video so much, but just what was going on in the background. I did not see any kids back there. I just saw like playground type equipment.
Yeah.
So I mean, it might have. And in all reality, we're just seeing like a few seconds of a situation.
Yeah.
So you can't really 100% assess it.
Right.
But it certainly raised some question marks in my mind.
Think before you do stuff with your dog, okay? Put a little bit of thought to it, or you just go putting on a sleeve on you and.
That'd be really cool. Hey, you know what? Let's have a few broskies and get one of them fancy sleeves, and I know, I'll bang a stick on my leg, and you let him go.
My dog's real strong.
Really, really strong.
Yeah.
So I am sure that there are a big group of people out there that do bite training that are fully in control and know their beans.
Yes.
So for those of you, sorry if I've offended you.
No offense intended.
Not intended, but it's my opinion, and I have a right to that opinion, as do you have the right to your opinion.
Yes.
But sometimes I think people take these really big dogs and they think it'd be super cool to try this stuff, and then they get in over their heads.
Yes.
I do know of a lady who had a Cane Corso that was actually trained to search a house before entered.
Oh.
And I thought that was an interesting thing, and I don't believe this lady had full control of the situation, I'll say.
Yeah.
And the dog started to develop behaviors.
Oh.
And it was, yes, a Cane Corso, but I think people are getting in over their heads with some of this, attack or bite training.
Mm-hmm.
They're just getting to where they're teaching the dog things that they don't know how to really rein in.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, you can end up with so many other problems if you're not doing it right, and especially with training that's, I mean, in my opinion, bite training is a pretty serious training, so you really should know what you're doing when you're having a large dog like that coming and biting you.
I would say leave that to the professionals.
Yeah. Yes.
Even like just having the dog search the house upon entry.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not quite the same as bite training, but it is something where you're giving the dog lead.
Yep.
And you have to let that dog know that you are the leader.
Yep.
And they're doing a job for you. So you have to maintain that being in control thing. Just for the record, I'm not a control freak.
She's not. I can vouch for that.
It's a dog thing. You
It
just
is.
have to be the leader so they are confident in themselves, But
Well, and a dog will, I mean, if you don't make it known that you are the one in charge, the dog will try and start pushing you around.
Yep.
It is a thing, so that's really not something you want.
Well, I think one of my favorite things about Yazi, he's one of my my breeding males,
He's
is
great.
that when, I do live in the middle of nowhere, I've said this before, and when I walk out to my gate, if someone is in the yard, I'll say this 100 times over, but when I walk out to my gate when someone is in the yard that isn't normally there, Yazi is very confident and he walks out not ahead of me,
Hmm.
not behind me. He is at my side. So when I have to deal with anyone that's, in our space, Yazi just has this air about him and he will bark and let them know he's there. He shows his presence.
Hmm.
When I tell him that's enough, things are okay, he'll stand there quietly by me. And so, this whole bite work thing just kind of makes me think it's kind of unnecessary.
Yep.
And Yazi is just has basic training. He can go off leash on a walk. So he's a little bit more than basic, but not really that much. Um, but I am confident in him that I'm safe.
Right. Oh yeah.
So he knows I'm the leader. He stays with me. He's by me. He's confident.
Yep.
And if anything were to happen, I'm 150% sure that he would, you know, uh, take control of that situation. So, the bite work I just don't think is like, super necessary, but maybe some people have fun doing it. I'm not a professional trainer, so, I think that's the type of training that needs to be left to the professionals, or at the very least, if you're going to do it, work with a professional.
Right. Well, and one thing that Yazzie does that I think is super cute is when he's out in the yard barking at something, he looks at the house to make sure you're aware. Okay.
Yes, I have. Yeah, when he's barking towards the road and that, if I'm in the house sitting on the couch, he looks back at the window like, are you seeing this, Barb?
Hmm. I'm. You got it. Got it.
There is a deer crossing the road right now.
I see it. Do you?
And that is Yazzie. So,
Yep.
I mean, the bite training, I don't know if that's necessary. But I will say, and I'll quit talking because I can go on forever. I'm kind of a rambler. But I will say, I think taunting and teasing dogs is not smart.
No.
It's a very foolish move, and it shouldn't be done.
Right.
And as far as bite training goes, I think professional help with that and also making sure you're in a good space for it. I
Well,
sure hope you are.
well, yeah. I mean, and if either of those things go wrong, taunting and teasing or the bite work, I mean, you could have a point where that dog's in more trouble than anybody, and that's the last thing you want.
Yeah. Well, and even, and that's a point too, which I already said I'd stop talking, but here I go again. Um, you know, if a dog bites somebody because you've teased it, taught it to do bite work, had a little dog teasing it, or growling at it, um, ultimately, that dog is going to pay the price.
Right.
Because they really frown upon a guardian dog that bites people, kids, other animals. And you might be looking at a lawsuit,
Yep.
or the dog might be put down,
Yep.
or both.
Right.
So, I mean, those are things that you have to consider. Again, you're looking ahead, kind of preventative. And so those are just things that we kind of have noticed a lot on the internet. And I'll even see them and send it to Tori and say, "Can you believe they're doing that?"
Yeah. I know. We send videos back and forth a lot, so.
So we've kind of both been kind of talking about those instances where they kind of tease the dog, and it's actually putting the dog at risk.
Right.
So,
And all because of something that you've done.
yeah, you've created that, so then you've got a problem.
Yep. Hope you feel good about
Yeah. She's a mom. She's getting really good at scolding.
yourself. You should see my face, okay?
You don't want her giving her the look.
Mhm.
Uh,
I've got it down.
I've had to leave the house when I see the look, and
Mhm.
she's not even mad at me. So anyhow, I hope some of this information will make you think a little bit about the handling of your own pets, big or small. And I've enjoyed this podcast. We've had no bad behavior from the dogs
Everyone can stay on staff for now.
for now. Gabby will be home for a while. Anyhow, but we want to thank you for joining us, and we hope you'll come back next week and listen again.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
And if you would like to send us any emails at realtalkdogtalk@yahoo.com, we love to get those. And we hope you do have a great weekend.
Bye.